Welcome to Business Success Tips, where you learn to make more money in less time and have a lot more fun. I'm your host, Paul Sanneman. I'm founder of Contractor Staffing Source, where we help contractors build great teams. I have Erica Kinney from SC Digital with me this morning. Good morning, Erica. Tell me a little bit about what you do with SC Digital and what is SC Digital?
So my role is to help businesses make more money using the internet. I am the business development director here at SC Digital. And I like to think of SC Digital as the Swiss Army knife of digital marketing. We build websites, we do SEO and everything Google, including Google local services, pay-per-click advertising. We also do social media management, the organic posting, and social media advertising, the paid ads with social media. We do email marketing, reputation management, all sorts of great stuff.
Well, cool. I saw on your website the thing called Google Guarantee. What is a Google Guarantee? I haven't heard that mentioned much before.
Yeah, so in true Google fashion, of course, it has multiple names. It's also called Google Local Services. It's an exclusive lead service. So you sign up through Google, you pass a background test and prove that you have the insurance and the licensing necessary to be doing your job in your area. And then Google does a background check on you, a criminal background check. And they also check out your reputation in the area by looking at reviews and establish that you have a website and a Google business profile. And once all of that's in line, you can start getting leads through Google Local Services or Google Guarantee. And you set the maximum amount that you want to pay for a lead. You set a maximum weekly and monthly budget. And then you are the only person getting that lead. So it's not like other lead services where it's diluted. It goes out to 30 or 40 different professionals. You pay for the lead regardless of whether you close it or not. You're the only one getting the lead. And you can get leads through email, text, or phone. The business owner or the person in charge of the account gets emails from Google alerting you the details of the lead so that you can follow up. And if it's a phone call, you also get a recording of the call, which is great for both quality control and for training purposes.
Okay, now there seems to be a lot of confusion in the whole digital marketing area, right? I mean, talked to a couple agencies. I guess one of the questions that always comes up is, well, one, if let's say I'm a $3 million construction company, just for the heck of it. And let's say I'm a remodeling company. How much should I spend on marketing? And should I spend it on pay-per-click? Should I spend it on SEO? Where should I budget it? There's a lot of confusion around that. Maybe you can help clarify what your opinion is.
Sure. Typical rule of thumb is 5 to 10% invested back into marketing. As far as where to market, the question is, how do people find you? Do you have a service that people are actively searching for online? Or do you have a service that people might not know about where you need to get in front of them? So if you have a service that people are searching for, then it's a good idea to balance both search engine optimization, SEO, and pay-per-click advertising.
So that would be like a roofing company or a painting company or a plumbing company, right? That's like that kind of, okay.
Right. Absolutely. So we believe in a balance of both SEO and pay-per-click, because then you're taking advantage of the free organic leads through SEO. But of course, that's a long game. It takes time to build your SEO. And then pay-per-click advertising, where you have a lot more flexibility and control from month to month to pivot. So we often package the two together. We'll also include Google Local Services in there because it falls into the same search screen that people are looking at, and we call that the Google Suite. But the idea is that people are looking at different results depending on where they are in the buying process. So if they're in the beginning research phase, they're more likely to look at the organic results. If they're ready to take action, they're more likely to look at the paid results, because theoretically, when they click on a sponsored ad, they're going to go to a page that gives them the information that they expected with a clear call to action to take advantage of it. So we want to be capturing the attention of the people early on when they're in their research phase. We want them to go to our website so that we can then be retargeting them. And we also, of course, want to take advantage of the people who are ready to pull the trigger and take action.
Okay, now what is a fair return on investment on pay-per-click? Because I guess in some markets, especially if you've got a lot of heavy hitters in there, the pay-per-click can get really expensive. Whereas in littler markets, it's not.
Sure. And the idea with pay-per-click advertising is that in the very beginning, we're learning. So we're paying for information when we're starting pay-per-click advertising. So we want to be able to have enough ad spend behind our investment to be able to gather information, to learn how the consumers are behaving, to be able to test our different campaigns that we're running and get accurate information so we can really find the things that are working well and tweak the things that are not. So it's hard to put a direct number on what your ROI should be. The bottom line is, though, that you want to get to the point where the question isn't how much do I have to spend, but how much can I spend to be getting the right clients at the right time.
Okay. So how do you, it takes a long time to get SEO going. When you work with a business, how do you tell how to distribute between the SEO and pay-per-click? I guess is it just depending on the business? How do you figure those numbers out?
Yeah, it's also the fact that SEO doesn't incur any additional ad spend. You're paying a retainer to have the work done, but there's no additional ad spend. So really your advertising dollars are going to the pay-per-click. And so we run them side by side, and we're not necessarily allocating more energy or effort to one over the other. We feel that they are both important. And so therefore at SC Digital anyway, we have a team that works on pay-per-click and we have a team that works on SEO. So they're both running towards the goal at the same time.
So there's a lot of digital marketing companies. What makes you different than other digital marketing companies?
We were founded on the idea that all businesses need a friend in the digital marketing space, that they're looking for someone who is going to be looking out for their best interest and not the agency's best interest. I think that that's definitely one of the things that sets us apart. We also have a dedicated client success manager on each and every one of our accounts, so that when you reach out to us, you have one person that you're talking to and you're not starting your conversation over again. Now, we also share in the responsibility of all of our clients. So no one client belongs to just one person here at SC Digital. If your client success manager happens to be on vacation, anybody can jump in and help. But really that dedicated service. And also, I think it's important to have somebody on your team who is a creative problem solver and who's not going to just sit on their laurels. If we've signed you up to do one service, that we're just going to keep collecting your money and doing that service. There's no secret sauce when it comes to advertising. So if for some reason something's not working, we're not afraid to pivot here, to speak up and say, hey, this is what we're seeing. These are the results we're getting. We're trying this over here with company XYZ and it's working really well. Would you like to try that?
And what markets do you work in, Erica?
Are you talking about what industries or what geographic
regions? Just markets, like the United States. I know we're talking about construction here because that's our clients, but what markets any market in the US and Canada, or do you specialize in any particular area?
So most of our clients are stateside, but we have clients all across the country that we work with. And we work with all sorts of different industries. Again, it allows us to be creative problem solvers, but the service industries where, we're going into houses and doing jobs for people in their houses, that's really our bread and butter. So,
okay. Now I was wondering, one of the things that's happening with AI, and I see it in industry, is that there's a lot of money coming to the service industries, because what's happening is people that have $100 million or whatever, they're going to go, well, I'm not going to put it in movies because different things are going to mess it up for me. So, what's going to be around in 5 to 10 years that AI is not going to mess up. And clearly AI is not going to build houses for a while or fix plumbing or do roofing or whatever. So there's a lot of money coming in that industry. Do you see any consolidation in that industry and in your where people are buying up roofing companies or painting companies or that kind of thing, where there's more bigger players coming in? Because it is a very factionalized industry.
Sure it is. But it's also, a mom and pop industry where it's something that the average person, if they have a skill, then they can achieve success by sharing that skill with others. So I think that there will always be a balance that's found there. And I truly believe that we as consumers want to work with smaller companies and get that more personal touch rather than just being a number on the spreadsheet of a big company.
Now, give me some of your success stories and how you got them for where they are to where they wanted to be. What did you do to help them out?
Yeah, so we start with a lot of small companies and help them grow over time. I think one of our biggest success stories is an electric company that's in Southern Maine. And when we started working with them, we helped them buy vehicles for their fleet. We helped them train their call center. It was really a grassroots efforts. And this is our longest standing client. But they reached out to us because they wanted to get into the generator business. And here in New England, we have a lot of tall trees and strong wind and deep snow. And so if your power gets knocked out, you could be out for a week or two, given the severity and the breadth of the storm. And so he wanted to get more into the generator business. And so we sat down and talked with him about strategy and what type of an offer we could put together to make it more accessible to his consumer, but also to really tug at their heartstrings or their logic. They're looking to protect their families, right? And so he put forth an offer of $99 a month to finance a generator. And that is something where, I would almost feel guilty not investing $99 a month to know that my family is going to be safe and that our investments are going to be protected, et cetera. So we put forth this idea, this concept, and then there was a blizzard coming. So we created an ad, don't wait, act now, and provided this great offer that consumers can easily take advantage of. And it just exploded. And it's something that we still run to this day every time there's a blizzard coming, or we flip it to a hurricane, and it's always wildly successful. Some other campaigns that we've had success with are ones that give a sense of urgency. So say we have a pressure washer company and they want to book their spring schedule out and it's 2024. So they offer 24 free washes or free estimates on roofing or whatever the deal is. You want to make it a finite number so that people feel a sense of urgency. And then if it's an estimate for a new roof, obviously not everybody's going to win that new roof. Maybe it's one a month or something like that. But you still have everybody else who's reaching out, filling out a form, letting you know what their issues are with their roof. And that gives you an opportunity to then go out, do a free estimate, and get a lot more jobs. So providing something that is of a limited availability provides a sense of urgency to act. And it also allows you to collect a lot of information from your potential consumers and learn how you can help them.
But that was also successful, right?
Absolutely.
Okay, now I got to ask, what has been one of your biggest failures where they just didn't listen or something didn't happen? Because people listening to this wonder whether they're the right guy or not the right guy, and we all have those issues. I'm just curious. So, where have you been? We went, oh my God, was not a good choice for both parties. Can you give me an example of that?
Yeah, I think that it's people who don't have the ability to commit to long-term success of a project, that they have the desire going in, but then when they don't see immediate results, they turn and walk away. A lot of these things, you do have to do testing and you have to try different things. Not every market is the same. Not every consumer is the same. I'm pretty sure that a consumer down south is not going to react to the same things that we are going to advertise in the Northeast because, climate's different, culture's different, et cetera. So there's no set secret sauce that's going to work. I'm lucky in the fact that I'm talking to new clients as they're coming on board. I don't get exposed as much to the the things that don't work out well. So,
I see. But,
but
but it needs to be, I mean, you can't say, I'm going to try this for a month or 2 months. If it sees it work, if it doesn't, I'm going to quit. That doesn't work, right?
that doesn't work. No, you really have to commit to following the process, to gathering the information that you need to make it successful, to put the money behind it. If somebody's going to expect SEO results in 3 months, they're going to be disappointed.
Right.
It's a long-term game. So you have to understand really the big picture of whatever strategy you're going with and then commit to it.
So what do you think is a minimum commitment? Let's say a $2 million business. It could be a painting business or something. What's the minimum commitment time-wise? Say that they're willing to spend, pick a number, 5% of their gross margin there, then 5% of their gross. Let's say a $2 million bill, that's $100,000. I mean, they got to commit for a year, 6 months. Is there any kind of magic time zone in there that you work with? Do you have any ideas?
Yeah, so we typically sign a 12-month contract.
Okay.
That's our best practice.
Okay.
And honestly, there's a level of trust that you develop over time as well. You learn
Right.
how you communicate together. You learn the seasonalities of the business and what's appropriate in one season versus another. And we find that we often start with a smaller product or service because you're developing that trust. And then over time, as our teams work together and as you find us to be a greater resource, then oftentimes we're able to explore more avenues, invest more energy and time, as you said, and
Right.
really find great success.
Now, do you have an ideal client? Is it like 3 million, 10 million, 20 million? I mean, who's the size, if you had to pick your ideal client? Is there any size you particularly like to work with?
Obviously, we appreciate working with companies that have money to invest in their advertising,
Right.
but we're perfectly happy to start with a smaller company and help them grow. We also jump in and help companies that are well established and have been in business for 75 or 100 years to reestablish their brand in their market and find new clients. So it really runs the gamut.
Okay.
We don't like
Now,
to say that we'll only work with a company with a $2 million annual revenue or whatever.
okay, got it. So you're willing to work with small companies, right? Obviously.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Now, there is something going around out there, sort of, I'm going to call it the AI debate. There's people that say, hey, AI is going to save you a ton of money. You can use it to write your blogs and all that kind of stuff. And it's really cool. It doesn't cost much. And it's a cool way to save money. There's the other side that says, no, AI is a bad idea because Google doesn't like AI and it finds out using AI and downgrades what you're doing. And there's the other school of thought that says, well, now Google's becoming smarter. So it literally measures how long you take to answer the phone, how many Google reviews you get. It's just not keywords. It's the overall how you serve the community, and it's better now than it's ever been in figuring that out. So sort of where's your, point of view on those kind of things?
So I think there's pros and cons to most everything, and that absolutely falls in line with AI. We network with a lot of different copywriters in our area here in Portsmouth, New Hampshire, and they're finding that a lot of people are dropping copy services and then coming back because they're realizing that AI might be great at putting together words, but it doesn't apply a personal touch. It doesn't. It all has to be proofread because it's written by a computer, and you don't want it to sound like somebody is writing it who's not a native speaker. But at the same time, it certainly can save time. So we do a lot of experiments here. For instance, we'll take a review that one of our clients sends in on one of our employees, and we'll ask AI to write a response just to see, what comes out. And also for creative purposes, like our general manager's work anniversary last year, we typed into AI, write us a song to the tune of this that contains these different people and these different services. And we put together a reel that we put on social media celebrating Kate. And so each one of us recorded a video with our lines, we spliced it all together, and it's just a lot of fun. So, you can get really creative with it, but it's not something at the end of the day that you want to be 100% reliant on. Now, at the same time, social media, I know we haven't talked about that yet, and stop me if you don't want me to, but social
That's fine.
media advertising is AI driven. So we are no longer able to narrow down our audience by what their interests are and where they live and what their median income is, et cetera. We now have to create content that speaks to that consumer so that they engage with it. This feeds the AI algorithms and teaches Meta over time who should be seeing your content and when and where the best places and times are to share those with your audience. So it really becomes a much bigger machine, an AI learning machine that can take your advertising to a new level. So as I said, there are pros and there are cons.
I would say that's changing very rapidly, right? I mean, it's literally, I looked at 4.0 and it's changes all the time. So I think to stay on top of that, you need somebody in like your business that just stays on top of what the new AI stuff is, right? Because that changes a lot.
Exactly. And you want somebody who understands kind of how to play the game, should we say? Because if you're just posting ads yourself and you don't understand how the algorithms work on the back end, then you're going to miss the mark, unfortunately, and your money's not going to go as far as it would if you had people creating content and they knew how to work the system, how to speak to the algorithms, how to create that content that's speaking to your ideal client.
Now, how do you view using, say, an internal social media person, somebody that's on your staff, versus outsourcing social media to someone like you? I mean, which is better? What's the advantage? I mean, because people do both. Maybe give us some comment there.
Sure. And I think that this is another conversation of pros and cons. If you have an in-house person or team that is doing all of your social media, then you can potentially have a very hands-on approach to that process. At the same time, though, if they decide to leave and go someplace else, then you've lost that continuity. And you could potentially have lost your access to your accounts as well. They could take that with them. When you are working with an agency, you oftentimes have a whole team that's working on your project. You have more hive mind approach where you have a lot of different people collaborating on your work, and that can sometimes lead to bigger results.
Okay, cool. Well, Erica, if someone wants to get a hold of you, what's the best way to do it? And do you have like a free introductory hour, or how do people get introduced to your company?
Yeah, absolutely. We don't charge for calls to explore working together. And my email address is Erica. It's spelled with a C, like America. So ERICA at scdigital.com. And that's a great way to reach out to me. My Calendly link is calendly.com/Erica-SCD. Short for SC Digital. And my calendar is always up to date, and I'm happy to meet with people if they just want to jump on and explore ways to work together. Then I think that it's just a great way to learn if we're a right fit.
Right. And they can go to your website, obviously, and make an appointment on your website, right?
Sure. And our website is scdigital.com. There's
Okay.
also there's a great blog section on our website, which is a great way to learn information. Our owner, Brad, is often doing podcasts and webinars teaching people about digital marketing. So if you feel like this is something that you might want to try on your own, then feel free to check out our blog. There are great pro tips and things to watch out for and ways to succeed. So
okay. And you're okay with somebody who's maybe they're not sure their current digital marketing company is right for them. Are you willing that you think can talk to you and say, well, this is what I'm paying, this is what I'm getting. Does it make sense? And sort of, because most people are doing something and they don't know if they should change or not. And so it's good to be able to call somebody to get a sort of second opinion on whether they're doing the right thing.
Absolutely. I have calls like that on a regular basis. And I have fun, say, digging into the back end of somebody's website and looking at how their SEO is set up, what Google's looking at when Google looks at the back end of their website, and, do some diagnostics there as far as best practices. And, if somebody's saying that they're doing things for you, but you're not seeing results, sometimes it helps to, take a look under the
Right.
hood and see what's actually going on.
The thing is,
Yeah.
most people don't even know what they don't know. So it's good to talk to somebody like you who can look at it and say, well, this makes sense. This doesn't make sense. They're just paying a monthly bill and hoping it all works. So thanks,
Right,
Eric.
fingers
I
crossed.
appreciate you being here. And I would say, if you have any questions about your current digital marketing, you're starting new, my guess most people are doing something, and you wonder if it's a right thing for you, right? I give Erica a call. Maybe she can give you a second opinion, which I think would be very useful to do at least once or twice a year.
Absolutely. Fantastic. Thank you so much for the opportunity, Paul. This has been a pleasure.
Thank you, Eric. I appreciate you being here.
Thank you.